हेलो नमस्कार दोस्तों, माय नेम इज आरजे उर्मिन एंड वेलकम टू अ वेरी वेरी स्पेशल लाइव शो। आज हम एक बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट और इंटरेस्टिंग टॉपिक पर बात करने वाले हैं जो बहुत कम लोगों को पता भी हो, शायद ना भी पता हो। वेल, you'll get there. It's called youth economy. And इसके बारे में बात करने के लिए I have someone very very special. Of course you know him. He's the chairman of St. Angelo's VNCT Ventures, India's largest villa developers across multiple cities of India. Mr. Agnello Rajesh. I have to go ahead and say that he is an author, social entrepreneur, educationist, business mentor. मतलब इतनी सारी चीजें एक साथ एक बंदे में इतना टैलेंट. हाउ आर यू डूइंग मिस्टर एग्नेलो?
Lovely, Urban. It's a pleasure to see you actually, and looking forward to the show with you on the youth economy.
Sir, my first question to you directly is that, why did you choose this topic on youth for today's show?
So, Urmin, throughout the world, young people contribute their ideas and energy by starting businesses, leading organizations, volunteering, and addressing some of the biggest global problems. Urmin, however, far too many youth don't have the access to opportunities they need to get by. Instead of reaching their full potential, they can't even reach their full potential. Through
Right.
this show, I want to reach to all our youth to encourage them and broaden their horizons, broaden their thinking process. Urmin, I always believed in the power of the youth. The St. Angelo's Computer Education, which I started in 1993, was all about empowering the power of the youth with the knowledge of information technology, and the way it helped the youth to get gainfully engaged with their lives, with the knowledge they acquired for their revenue streams, not only in India, but across the world. We have trained more than 400,000 students in St. Angelo's Computer Education. Urmin, the most important point is the youth decides the course and the speed of the progress of any family, any society, any state, or the nation. They are also a huge economic power for business to happen, and absolutely they have the power to swing the growth of any company, product, or service, or the economy. So that's why I have picked up this topic today, Urmin.
मिस्टर एग्नेलो राजेश, आई हैव टू से दैट हमने दो तरीके की इकोनॉमी के बारे में सुना है, ग्रोइंग इकोनॉमी, फॉलिंग इकोनॉमी. व्हाट इज यूथ इकोनॉमी?
Well, it's a very interesting concept to understand that your market is going to be young. India is the youngest country in the world. And by 2022, the average age of Indians will be just 28 as compared to 37 in China and the US, as compared to 45 in Western Europe, and as compared to 49 in Japan. So Japanese average age is 49 years, whereas in India, it's much younger. That means India, which houses the second largest population in the world, will have a growing market, which are called as the youth economy. And that's the power of our beautiful nation, India. Designing and producing products, selling services, paying taxes, making consumer choices, boosting advertising and marketing sectors, or taking loans for big purchases are some of the ways young people affect and impact the economy absolute directly. Through education, action, and empowerment, youth and economics can lead to social transformation and engagement in multiple range of ways, and which we are absolutely all aware about. Urmin, economic literacy is the start. Economic engagement, critical thinking, and reimagining the economy expands from economic literacy. And that's why I always say that every youth needs to study the economy well, not only of the country, that is India, but also the world over, so that you can take appropriate actions about your future. Urmin, the youth needs to understand the economy and position themselves according to the economy locally, nationally, as well as globally, because this, Urmin, is the new world order.
Wow, I absolutely agree with you, and I think the world is already recognizing this. Isliye it's encashing on this opportunity. For example, Facebook investing in Geo. What would you have to say about this?
Well, Reliance Jio has really rocked the world. Everybody is looking towards India for investment opportunities, and
Right.
Facebook jumped the bandwagon and tried to invest as the first company in this lockdown. And probably in the lockdown, the biggest beneficiary in India could be Reliance Jio and Mukesh Ambani personally, because of the kind of traction that he could build, because he's playing with data. So, Urmin, the biggest asset today is data and human capital, and we have human capital in plenty in the country. India has both the data as well as the human capital and the internet connectivity, and at very, very economical rates, which we are all aware about. So, Urmin, let me share a few numbers with you. India has 18% of the world population and a workforce of more than 52 crore people. That's 520 million people. with 43 million Indians, which is 43 crore Indians, owning a smartphone, half a billion using the internet, and more than 300 million, that is 30 crore, using various social media networks like the one that we are doing now on this Facebook Live. Urmin, India is one of the largest and the most enormous digital opportunities to change the economic fortunes of India. And data helps you to understand the behavior patterns of the people. In fact, it helps you to understand their happy moments, important decisions, pattern of living, pattern of spending, information people are looking out for, and many such aspects which might empower you to take the right decisions in what you're doing in life. It might be a job, it might be a consultancy, or it might be a business enterprise. And this data can help to take decisions which can be helpful. Urmin, the youth today understands technology as a second nature. It's at the back of their hand. And gone are the days when you start a business and then look out for creating a demand. Today, the youth can understand the demand and then start a business or a job for that matter. So these are the changing times, and this is what youth today is capable and competent to do, thanks to the data in their hands, thanks to organizations like Jio or Airtel.
I can see a lot of comments that are coming in, and I just saw a comment by Namrata who said that empowering the youth is what is required, and it's happening right now. I'm so
Absolutely.
glad that this is a very important kind of a show that we're doing. Another question, sir, that we'd like to ask, since you are an expert in this field. How do you suggest that our youth can get ready themselves for something like this?
So, Urmin, what we live in today is the new normal. And what got us here won't take us to the place where we want to be at the same pace or effectiveness. Everything has changed. We
Yeah.
have to realign ourselves, rebalance ourselves, and then move forward with absolute focus and new passion and understanding the current scenario to
Hmm.
capitalize on the opportunity and to prepare yourself for the next generation jobs or business opportunities. Our
Hmm.
youth will need to reskill themselves. So
Right.
everybody is today reskilling. It is not only for the youth. Reskilling is
Hmm.
happening at every level. You might be at a retirement stage in a government organization and you're still learning new skills because you have to perform accordingly. But as far as the youth is concerned, let me share 8 technologies that will be in demand for sure. And when I talk about technologies, I'm not talking about Mumbai or Maharashtra or India. When I talk about technologies, Urmin, technology is the only language, common language that the whole world communicates with. So the 8 technologies that will be in demand for sure, and which I would like to share, is
Yeah.
robotic process automation. So robotics is one. Second is artificial intelligence. Third is virtual reality. Fourth is Internet of Things that we call as IoT. Fifth is social media. You need to be an expert in that and leverage it. Sixth is big data analytics, because of which you'll understand the behavioral pattern of the audience. Seventh is cloud computing. So today we are storing everything in the cloud, whether it is your photographs, videos, audios, files, worksheets, anything and everything is into cloud computing. In fact, we no more are concerned about how much hard disk space does your laptop have or what
Yeah.
memory does your mobile have. We are all switching over to the cloud computing. And the eighth most important aspect is 3D printing. So these 8 technologies are going to rock the show, and all these sectors are going to grow in a very big way. All these aspects are pure knowledge based activities. So you don't have to be born rich. You might be
Yeah.
born, however, but if you're talented, capable, focused, and determined, you can adapt to any one of this technology and create a new business model for yourself or become a great professional in these sectors. One just needs to empower themselves with this knowledge and serve it globally. Actually, like I said, technology is the only single language of the world, and a red button on a mobile is a red button in any country, and a green button on the mobile is a green button in any country. So technology has got no language, and that's how the youth is going to expand beyond their geographical limitations of the city, the state, or the country, and serve globally if they adapt themselves to one of these 8 technologies.
Did you just read one message? It's so relevant for you. This is by Lena, who said that the youth needs the same sort of 24/7 energy that you have.
So Lina Ashkar Urmin is one of my most admirable friends. She's my partner on a concept called Moonshot Conversations,
Okay.
where we are discussing on habits of mind every Sunday. She's a very inspirational personality, and every interaction that I have with her, I've learned so much, and it's a pleasure being her partner and doing the journey of this life together with her. So Lina, thank you for your lovely comment.
Well, I'd like to go ahead and ask you this question, which जिसका आधा आंसर तो आपने already दे दिया है, लेकिन I am going to still
Right.
go ahead and ask you that, in a world where we were speaking about the education space, the
Yes.
IT education space, do you think that the technology changes so rapidly that learning suddenly starts getting outdated, yeah, expired?
So we need to understand one thing, Urmin. The application of technology does change rapidly, but fundamentals never change. The fundamentals remain the same. Let me explain. As data speeds evolved from 2G to 5G, use of
Yeah,
our mobile phones and their capabilities changed drastically. But the fundamental technology was still the telecommunication technology. And
right.
coming to access to courses, there are plenty of LMS that offers learning management systems that offer world-class certifications or current tech at a friction of a cost. And that's what Lina Asher and myself have embarked together. So as we speak, a very powerful learning management system is getting developed, which will be training habits of minds to the people across the world. And also some great curriculum will be available on this LMS for parenting as well. Also, we need to understand one thing, Urmin. Most of all, we are in an era where
Yeah,
information is alive. The vibrant YouTuber community has a lot to offer. So, data at all times, knowledge at all times is alive. If you go on
right.
Facebook, on social media, or on YouTube, there will be thousands of live sessions like the one that we are doing, and people are absorbing, consuming this knowledge and implementing it there in their lives. I
Yes.
personally follow many reputed YouTubers whom I learned to keep myself on all the latest in the tech world. Like the same way that I follow whatever knowledge that Lina Asher shares on education. So,
Yeah.
technology is the blend every activity will need, whether it is education, whether it is agriculture, or whether it is manufacturing. It doesn't matter. But technology is the great blender. And the best part about technology is once you know some aspects, you can know all aspects. Once you use one type of technology, you can adapt to any kind of technology. Once you know to use an Apple phone, you can also easily use an Android phone. It might just take you a few hours to get accustomed.
Correct.
Technology never gets outdated, is my belief. It always gets upgraded. There is never an invention anymore in technology. That is, there is only and only innovation. And these are the times of great innovations.
There are a few live questions that we're getting. If you're okay with me, asking you
Sure,
them.
why not? Please go ahead.
एक सवाल पंकज जी से आया है, who says that there's a difference between education and skilled knowledge. So, according to you, what is going to be more important in the near future?
So I say that the knowledge that you get by doing education in the four walls of a classroom or on online or internet or YouTube or wherever that you take that knowledge, I say that is knowledge. But
Yeah.
when you apply that knowledge in real life situation, you become wise. It is called wisdom. So what we need is street smart skills. We need to be street smart. That is critically important, and we need to understand and learn life lessons. What's
Huh.
most important is it is no more the days of only IQ. Your intelligence quotient has to be there. That's a given. You need to
Yeah.
work hard on sharpening your intelligence. But what is
Correct.
more important than your intelligence is your EQ. Your emotional quotient is going to matter a lot. You need to have a heart to heart connect with the society. You need to have
Hmm.
a heart to heart connect with your team. You need to have a heart to heart connect with your customer. And only then your life can move positively, happily, peacefully, and successfully. So I
Yeah.
feel life lessons are most important, but education has got its own prime importance. You cannot skip education, but getting wisdom is more important because you need to apply that education in real life situation and convert that knowledge into wisdom with your practical exposure and experience.
So, Mr. Ignaro Rajesh, now we are all aware of professional skills, but what
Yes.
about soft skills? Any advice that you'd like to give our youth about soft skills?
So Urmin, soft skills can be defined as a collection of positive attributes and competencies that can improve your work performance and productivity. It can also enhance your relationships, and it can also make an individual more marketable in the workspace. So when you speak, people need to understand what you speak, accept what you speak, and agree with you in what you're speaking. So, Urmin, hiring employees with advanced soft skills can have a very significant impact on an organization's ability to function effectively within its own structure and as a part of the industry. While
Yeah.
hard skills, what do I call a hard skills? Any technical knowledge is a hard skill. So while
Yeah.
hard skills such as technical knowledge and computational skills used to be the prime requirements for jobs, the possession of soft skills are now considered essential, and in some cases even more important than technical knowledge. So those days are gone. You need to have hard skills, but you cannot skip on your soft skills. You also need to have the best habits of mind so that you can be productive all the time. Now it depends on what kind of profile you are looking for. Being
Mm-hmm.
street smart and having exposure to life lessons are more important. Urmin,
Yeah.
we all know the education of Dhirubhai Ambani. He was not very highly educated. It was not much at all. But
Yeah.
his street smartness and his people management skills created the Ambani empire. He was a product of life lessons, people skills, economic expertise, and a man with a great vision. What
Correct.
we learn from him is when we observe his life, we have realized that he learned from people who were smarter than him, but they were all working for him. The youth needs to be more observant. The youth needs to be alert about the changing scenarios of the country and the correlation with the changing world. And this is what will build a very strong future for the youth who are watching this show.
And ladies and gentlemen, for all those who are watching us, I'd like to go ahead and say this कि please आप अपने messages, आपके questions हम तक पहुंचाए. We're going to do a live reading of any sort of question. This is an opportunity that you're not going to get. So, like Mr. Ignelo Rajesh, we have this is our virtual lockdown. You're with us right now. We can't let you go without answering so many questions. And I like how everybody is like. I can see Ganesh Upadhyay who said that this is a heart-to-heart connection. So people are enjoying it, and I'm glad. Please keep giving us a thumbs up if you're enjoying any question that you'd like to ask. So you just spoke about soft skills, and
Yes.
what, according to you, are some of the soft skills that our youth would need to develop for the jobs that will come in near future? Because we're going to get a whole new normal now.
So, Urmin, over the last many days and many months in the new normal we live in, the current new normal, the look and feel of our workplaces have dramatically changed. In fact, working has no more been restricted to the venue that you work from. It is
Right.
irrespective from where you're working. We see a variety of workspaces, including work from home, breakout spaces, remote offices, social areas, and quiet places. There are people who go on their building terraces and with their laptop, they're working there, or they are sitting in their veranda or balcony and working from there. So it is no more that you need a proper address based, pin code based office address. You have to
Hmm.
be productive wherever you are and any part of the day or the night. So now
Right.
computers, smartphones, and virtual meeting applications have brought revolution in the world. And let me share some of the most important soft skills for this new workplace, according to me. Now, according to me, some of the soft skills that people and the youth, especially, need to develop is communication and listening is point number one. Conflict resolution is very important. The youth needs to understand, first of all, not to have a conflict, but if there is a conflict, how to resolve it. That's also a skill that one needs to understand. We need to build positive relationships. My third point is positive relationships. My fourth point is youth needs to start believing in collaboration and cooperation. No more there is going to be competition. You are going to be collaborating and you are going to be cooperating. You are going to give more choice to the customers and to the marketplace. You need to develop the skill of being likable. Your likability skills has to be very, very good. That can happen only when you support people in what they are doing, whether it is connected with you or not. So people will start liking you. We also need to be having an attitude of being open to feedback and implementing the feedback positively without getting nervous or without getting angry about the person who's giving that feedback.
Yeah.
Also, what is most important to be developed in your mind is expectation management. Lots of relationships, Urmin, go wrong because of wrong expectations. So expectation management is very important. And thanks to the pandemic, my favorite word has become surprise management, because this was a surprise. And the last 6 months, we have become PhDs in surprise management because everything is locked down. You're in the house or you're stationed somewhere and you're stuck and you're
Right.
managing this surprise. So surprise
Correct.
management is new skill that you should learn. You should also learn to do happiness management, Urvin, because
Yeah.
being happy is very important. A happy mind is the most productive. So happiness also needs to be managed if you manage your expectations at the same time. Self communication is very critically important. You need to communicate with yourself. You're your best friend. You need to communicate with yourself on what you're doing, what you are supposed to do, and what you're planning to do. So self communication is very important. You should also develop the skill of art of thinking. your thoughts will define how far you will go. The quality of your thoughts will define the quality of life you are going to live. So the art of thinking should be developed. Your decision making should be powerful. You should be very confident on the decisions that you make. You need to be flexible if you have to amend those decisions, but stick by those decisions. And if those decisions are commitments, then you should live up to those commitments and make them happen. So I think these are some of the skill sets that the youth develop. I'm sure they are going to be absolutely different, the crowd, against those people who have not thought on these points and acted on them.
I see a lot of interactive audience that we have today.
Yes,
जैसे जैसे आप बात कर रहे हैं, I can see how Tanishka Kumar has summed it up, saying that people management skills are the most important.
absolutely.
There's also collaboration and cooperation, which is again very very important. And I think all this come together is what you're also mentioning. There's another very important question that in this lockdown we have given and it's high time that we've given a lot of importance to small and medium sized businesses. So according to you, how can small and medium sized businesses harness this youth opportunity in India, and what would be an advice that you'd like to give them?
So, Urmin, I think small and medium-sized businesses in India are already doing well. In fact, India has a constitution of majority of the people working in the format of small and medium-sized businesses.
Right.
Agriculture is also a business where 65% of the population is engaged in this country of India. So these businesses are already doing well. Of course, there is a scope to improvement, but that's what happens when India is becoming a developed country from being a developing country.
Yeah.
And India is a huge country with a huge population, with huge needs and huge opportunities. Youth
Correct.
have the potential and capabilities to drive small and medium-sized businesses, and that's the size that they begin with. And then you too can become a Tata or a Birla or a Mahindra, because that also was started by some youth at some point of time, and as a small and a medium-sized enterprise, which today after 50, 60, 70, 100 years have become such large organizations.
Right.
So the youth, the best part about the youth is their zeal is different, their focus is different, their energy is different, along with their new ideas and absolutely high energy levels. Now, to give you an example, Urmin, we at St. Angelo's VNCD Ventures are one of the India's largest villa developers with multiple projects like in cities like Mumbai, very close to Mumbai. We also develop in Chennai, Coimbatore, and Madurai.
Yeah.
80% of our workforce is below the age of 40, Urmin. I believe in the youth so much. Otherwise, there is no point about me preaching about the youth. So more than 80% of our workforce is below 40. They are young, they are dynamic, and they are absolutely focused on the results. So even our vendors are mostly youth below 40 years of age. So that's much I believe in the power of the youth and the
Wow.
energy that they carry.
Okay, we've got another question. This is from the audience by Pankaj, who's asking that how do you manage the cutthroat competition in business when the demand is low and the supply is too much?
So there is no cutthroat competition. It is how you can drive your value more than your what other people in the same sector are offering. So people choose you because the value they perceive that you're giving against the money that you have paid to that particular vendor or that dealer or supplier or whatever. So it is a race of value. So if there are two people selling the same product, then how is that one product better in value compared to the other product in the same sector is what is going to determine the success of that particular organization. The world today, especially the customers today, they expect a reduced price and an increased value. If you're able to do that, you're a winner. Like I always love to say that as a businessman, if you can sell gold at the price of silver, there is a huge market. But if you're going to sell gold at the price of gold, then there is a congested market. I call it the red ocean. Red ocean is full of competition and bloody in nature. And blue ocean is somewhere where a smart businessman has understood how he can procure gold and sell it at the price of silver. So that's what you need to do in terms of the products that you're offering or the services that you're offering. The customer needs to feel overwhelmed with the value and the quality of the product. Like for example, the Apple phone today will cost 1.5 lakh, but tomorrow if they charge 10 lakhs, even then they will have customers waiting in a queue to buy it purely because they believe in the product and the performance, which enhances their lifestyle and also empowers them to perform better. So build products and services without which your customers cannot live. And for such companies, they don't believe that there is competition in the market. They just believe that there is a market and they need to keep on expanding it.
So we spoke about the youth, we spoke about world businesses, we've spoken about small and medium scale businesses. What would be your suggestions for the government agencies?
So, Urmin, rapid digitization holds the key to taking advantage of this demographic dividend, that is the youth.
Right.
And government is also digitizing every aspect. So we have to come out from the frustration mode, because if the government is not getting digitized, then again we are standing in the queues and meeting people and requesting them and taking shortcuts and trying to do manipulations in the process and all of that. So digitization or technology is a great leveler. It will not only give you comfort, it will also give you precision. So government agencies getting digitized is absolutely a welcome move, and that will help the youth to focus on their productive activities rather than dealing and handling government facilities or government compliances. In fact, it will help to reduce the huge divide between the rural and urban India. The unprecedented growth in connectivity, data, and broadband, Urmin, has led India towards becoming the world's second largest digital consumer base, and that's going to become our power. The digital divide within the country is narrowing on a rapid scale, and we Indians need to take advantage of this opportunity by upskilling our workforce through proper strategies on a large scale. And government is supporting and cooperating this move and this advancement. They are aware that this is the empowerment that the youth needs. In fact, policymakers and planners, both in the central government and in the states, must pay attention to this change, and which they are very effectively doing. And that's the reason the data companies are expanding so rapidly and so comfortably. Absolutely, a proper strategy needs to be put in place for upskilling our rural demographic, especially in the Hindi heartland. So the whole country is so
Hmm.
vertically well placed and so broad in shape, with the 130 crore people sitting in the beautiful country of India. We really need to take the help of technology to bring equilibrium in the whole population. We need to open digital universities that will provide students with skills in line with market demands. So, like I always say, if Einstein would have been alive today, we could have taken a class from Einstein, thanks to technology and thanks to being online through video chatting. So, digital universities will bring great quality content to even the person staying in the most rural part of India.
Yeah.
Government should also empower incubators and support mechanisms to support youth who come up with great and novel ideas. And the government is doing that. They need to propel the speed. In
Yes.
fact, easy access to funding and cooperation in quick proposal assessments needs to be put up in place by the government. And on this sector also, government has taken a lot of action. What is most important from the government side is robust national infrastructure which is required. And this robust national infrastructure will help the population to get involved in the horizontal development of the country. The
Correct.
phase of converting from a developing to a developed country is there in the quantum of the infrastructure development that takes place. So once this road network, rail network, airport network is in place, we will have a very horizontal growth rather than having vertical towers in metro cities like Mumbai and getting them congested. And
Yes.
India being a land of villages, plenty of opportunities are there where the youth can get engaged with developing the rural areas of the country and bringing the equal comforts to the people living in the rural parts, absolutely in a very equal manner across the nation. You don't have to come to the city to be comfortable. The youth can come with business models where they can make the rural population comfortable in the villages itself. So that's the kind of cooperation that is required from the government of India, and they are doing it, including the state governments. Everybody is working towards the development of the country.
So, what are the youth movements that you are personally involved in?
So, Urmin, I have always been a supporter of the youth, and I always support all their initiatives. I love the saying by Mother Teresa, where she always said that helping hands are better than praying lips. And I strongly believe in that. Once upon a time, even I was a youth, and I got support from the
You
society.
still are, you still are, you still are.
And today it is my give back time to the youth. So I support youth absolutely out of the way. In fact, Urmin, at St. Angelo's VNCT Ventures, we are now investing in young companies. We invest money, our relationships, our knowledge, our business know-how, maintaining the government compliances, implementing technology, creating global connects, and mentoring these young entrepreneurs. So, Urmin, I would like to first time announce that our latest initiative is an e-commerce portal that we have invested in called sashaisha.com.
Oh,
And
wow.
this sashaisha.com will be launched very, very shortly, and we'll be supporting a very young, talented young designer for her jewelry production. She does beautiful jewelry production. Her name is Anchal Walecha, and I have seen her grow in front of my eyes. She is the daughter of a very dear friend of mine. She's a phenomenally talented designer. Now we will take charge of her business and propel her business and take it global. That's what we are going to do. So this is just one case study, but I love to support the youth. And if they've got a good idea, if they've got a smart business model, I am there to take the risk. I am there to, with my knowledge and my experience and my relationships across the world, I am ready to propel their business multifold. That's a life mission. That's a
Amazing.
personal commitment and a personal mission. The pleasure of happiness multiplies when it is in the happiness of somebody else. And what better way than helping somebody to grow the business and indirectly also supporting the country to make a stronger economy, Urmi?
Amazing, amazing. A final giveaway that you'd like to tell all those people who are watching us right now.
So, audience, thank you so much for always being on the show. Always, either you're watching it live or you see the recorded version. My gratitude to you, my thanks to you, because you're giving me the time of your life and your attention and your focus on what I'm saying to you. So, my suggestion to all the youth who's watching this show now or who will be subsequently watching this show, first is take care of your fitness and please build your immunity, because viruses are going to be there forever. What can discard them is not medicines. What can keep them away is your fitness. So please be careful of your fitness and build your immunity. I've started seeing this because I've started doing it myself. So I'm now double sure about it. Introspect your capabilities and talent. You need to have a balance sheet of your own capabilities and your own talents, and you need to be aware about them. Please identify your passion. Please understand what is your strength. Please identify a strong purpose. A life of value is that life which has identified a strong purpose, and that purpose needs to be a purpose of social good. Please calculate the resources around you, because those resources being around you, if you don't identify them, you will not be able to bring them into your plan of things. So please calculate the resources around you. Always have a global vision. Don't think to the limits of Mumbai or Maharashtra or India. Always have a global vision. Global is the new local. Some people call it glocal. So have a global vision. Follow the people you admire. Make them your mentors in your mind. Always have mentors in your mind. They might know that they are your mentors or they might not know they are your mentors. But follow the people you admire and make them your mentors in your mind. Listen to shows like the one that we are doing now and make your points. Please have a life plan. Just do not listen. After listening, please make your life plan. Break it up into smaller plans. Focus on them and pursue them. Create a vision board and see it every day. So last Sunday we did a show with Leena Asher and Rageshwari Lumba. Rageshwari Lumba is one of the best people to be speaking on mindfulness, and she has written a book, and that is what we discussed on the show, Urmin. And she has a vision board. Vision board is, you need to have the picture of what you want to achieve in life, and you see it every day. That is called vision board. It also helps you to manifest. And whatever you manifest, the law of attraction brings it into your life, and whatever brings into your life becomes a part of your destiny, and you actually reshape your destiny. So please have a vision board. Please develop good habits of the mind. You can join us on Moonshot Conversations every Sunday at 5 p.m. and learn how you can develop habits of mind, like various aspects, like build an optimistic and a growth mindset. You can do a resilient mindset. You can have mindfulness being trained to your mind. Also, I would like to suggest that keep watching successful people and keep making mental notes of what these successful people are doing. India is on the threshold of growth with many people and many needs. You can serve them and become successful. Build your business around a social purpose, and the society will support your growth. Always be a social entrepreneur where a customer needs to benefit more than you do as an entrepreneur. Be committed to your country and take responsibility of playing your role in the development of the national economy, friends. And my last wish to you would be, I wish you a wonderful life ahead, a life full of peace and happiness, a life full of growth and glory, a life full of name and fame, and a life full of success and gratitude for that success. Thank you so much. Have a God bless future. I'm grateful for your time, attention, and focus. And I'm personally grateful to you also, RJ Urmin, for conducting such a lovely, awesome show.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ignelo Rajesh. On behalf of everyone, I'd like to say thank you for motivating us, spreading so much of positivity, and I'm sure that we've got a real good clarity over youth economy. So thank you once again.
Thank you so much. Have a lovely day. Thank you, audience, for being with us. Thank you.